All right, welcome to your daily tech news bite. This is where we break down everything that just happened in the crazy world of tech. And let me tell you, today is all about the money, the massive corporate moves, and the machines that are literally changing our world while we're sleeping.
So get this, while you are probably hitting the snooze button, a whopping 74% of consumers over in Asia were already shopping using AI. I mean, think about that for a second. That's the insane speed we're talking about here. So let's buckle up and see what else went down in just the last 24 hours.
Okay, first up, let's follow the money. And folks, it's not a trickle, it's not a river, it is an absolute tsunami of cash, and it's all heading straight for AI.
Okay, look at this number. $30 billion. No, that is not a typo. That's the record-shattering amount of debt that Alphabet just raised. And why? They're basically going all in, doubling down on their AI research and building out massive data centers. This isn't just a bet, this is them pushing all their chips to the middle of the table for the future of AI. And it's not just the big guys, The startups are getting a piece of the pie too. AI video company Runway just locked in a cool $315 million. That pushes their valuation over $5 billion. And what they're building is kind of mind-blowing. They call them world models. Basically AI that can simulate reality. It's like they're teaching computers the laws of physics. Wild stuff.
But wait, here's the real story, the place where the really smart money is flowing. Forget the flashy processors for a second. We're talking about the memory makers, the folks building the super-fast RAM that these AI systems need to even function. They're projected to pull in an absolutely staggering $551 billion. That's almost double what the chip designers themselves are making. The lesson here? You need an unbelievable amount of memory to train these giant AIs, and that's creating a whole new gold rush under the surface.
And you know it wouldn't be a day in tech without some drama from OpenAI, right? So here's the deal. The good news for them, they're finally going to make some real money from the free version of ChatGPT with ads. Yep, ads are coming. The bad news? Well, that hyped-up AI gadget from Johnny Ive, pushed back to 2027. Ouch! And to top it off, another co-founder just quit. So yeah, they're trying to cash in now, but the future's looking a little bumpy.
So with all this cash and chaos, you had to know the regulators were going to show up eventually. It feels like governments everywhere are suddenly waking up and trying to tame this digital Wild West.
And this is happening all over the globe. Look at this. In India, social media platforms have a crazy tight 3-hour deadline to pull down AI deepfakes. Over in Europe, they're pushing forward a new plan to fight cyberbullying. And down in Australia, gaming companies are under the microscope for child safety. It doesn't matter where you look, the message is crystal clear. The party's over. The freewheeling days of the internet are coming to an end.
So this is the big question, isn't it? Are these rules the seatbelts the internet desperately needs to keep us safe? Or are they just going to be a massive speed bump for innovation? That is literally the trillion-dollar question everyone's trying to answer right now.
Because all this stuff, the money, the regulations, it all trickles down and hits us, the actual people using this tech. So let's talk about the human side of all this code.
And oh boy, is Discord stepping in it this week. They have a new safety plan, and I'm using air quotes here. Here's how it works. Step 1, be a teenager. Step 2, hand over your government ID. Step 3, let us scan your face. Step 4, enjoy safety. As you can imagine, the backlash has been absolutely massive. People are not happy, calling it a huge privacy invasion and, basically a data grab disguised as a safety feature.
And while companies like Discord are figuring out who you are, the bad guys are busy weaponizing AI. We're seeing a massive spike in AI-powered malware going after cloud services. The fintech world is getting hammered with super sophisticated attacks. And even the foundations are shaky. Microsoft just had to patch 6 critical zero-day vulnerabilities. It is an absolute war out there, and security folks are on the highest alert.
This creates a really weird situation for the people actually building all this stuff. This quote here really nails it. On one hand, AI tools are making developers crazy productive, but on the other hand, they're getting totally burned out. There are reports of mental fatigue everywhere. It's like the machines are getting faster and faster, and the humans just can't keep up.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked code, now let's talk corporate. The last day has been full of some huge chess moves from the titans of tech, and these deals are going to change what you watch, what you buy, and who's protecting your data.
All right, here's a huge one that's shaking up Hollywood. The rumor mill is on fire with reports that Netflix is super close to buying Warner Bros. Discovery. I mean, can you imagine? If that deal actually happens, it would be a complete game changer, basically creating a streaming juggernaut. This chart kind of gives you an idea of just how dominant they would become. It's
A lot.
And for all you hardware fans, go ahead and mark your calendars. Samsung has made it official. The Galaxy S26 is launching on February 25th. So get ready for the flood of leaks, reviews, and the annual debate with yourself about whether you really need that new camera.
And one more piece of big money news, Google's massive $32 billion deal to buy the security company Wiz just got the green light from regulators in the EU. It's not totally done yet, but this is a huge step for Google as it tries to beef up its cloud security.
All right, so after that absolute whirlwind of a day, let's do a quick recap. Who came out on top and who's probably having a really bad day? Time for the scorecard.
First up, the winner's circle. You've got Alphabet sitting on a new $30 billion pile of cash. You have Microsoft killing it with their data center and security work. There's Runway with a fresh $315 million to build the future of video. And maybe, just maybe, Netflix, about to become the undisputed king of streaming.
And now for those feeling the pinch. Discord is definitely in hot water with its users over that privacy stuff. Meta is still getting hammered by regulators about use safety. Tesla can't seem to stop its top people from quitting. And you know who the biggest loser is? Any company that's still sitting on the sidelines with AI. That ship has sailed, folks.
So, what's the bottom line for you? Here are the big takeaways. First, keep an eye on all these new AI rules. They're going to affect you. Second, get ready for smarter AI-powered cyber threats. Third, you're going to start seeing more ads in your favorite free AI tools. And finally, don't be surprised if that new gadget you want is delayed, because the supply chains are still a mess.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. With all these billions flooding into AI that can write its own code, design its own products, create its own art, are we building a smarter world? Or are we just automating our own jobs and maybe ourselves right out of existence? Something to chew on for sure. Visit newsbite.tech for more tech news and bites.